think these are confusing times for him. He was meant to be the cabinet secretary for land, assuming nothing changed in terms of the plans that were there by the Azimio team. Secondly, he has served 10 years in the county, and he did not go for any elective position, as it were. So there can be a lot to say at a time like now. Remember, he's also a businessman, and especially in Mombasa. So I think it is easier and better to go silent and realign quietly, especially for the sake of the business interest and all that. And I want to believe, again, you cannot just start making noise. What are you going to say? I mean, the team that you are supporting lost. The team that would have, taken you to the next level politically is no longer there. You have all of a sudden have to find traction on a lot of areas. You have your next door neighbor rising to the position of Speaker of the Senate, the person that you've been working with. I think there's a lot of transition going on, politically speaking, in different regions. People who are assumed to be kingpins have now found themselves suddenly in positions that they never anticipated in quite a while, and especially considering he's also not an old person. Is reasonably youthful, for lack of a better way of putting it. So I think these are times when you have to go back and look at how you need to go about this, and what you need to become, and how you'll go about it, against balancing that with the issues of business and the things that you do. And these they're definitely going to be interesting times for him and others that especially have served a statutory 2 terms as governor. So it would have made more sense for him to, in terms of political trajectory, if the team that was supporting won. But now I believe it's confusing for him.
All right.
Yeah.
Herman, what do you make of this silence? Is it because when under President Uhuru Kenyatta's administration, at least the first term, we used to see Ali Hassan Joho next to Raila Odinga, and he would tell the government, this is how it is here, this is Mombasa. And we didn't see that the last time Raila Odinga was in Mombasa, though Raila sought to assure that Azimio is intact.
There are lots of speculations about Joho. The first was that together with Junet Mohammed, they had missed the election, and accusations about even money meant for agents, and when elections that people come up with all sorts of stories. And actually, immediately after the results, these two went under. Junet was later to resurface. My theory was, assuming what people are saying had been true, Raila had to bring him back, because Junet is so close to the Azimio leader that he must know many secrets, and therefore you can't trust him away from you, assuming that is the case. Remember also, sometimes even before the election, Joe had run in with health. People said he was a bit unwell, he had gone for treatment. You can never know. And like he says, when you've been governor for 10 years, and look at the many of them who finished their second term, they are quiet. You need some break. But this one of Joho, I agree, is rather too
loud.
Too loud. The silence is too loud. Whether Raila wants to tell us all is well or not, we will remain suspicious that indeed there's something going on, and that Joho and Raila and within Azimio, there are issues to be resolved. That's how I'll take it. It's not normal that a guy like Joe can just go under like that, unless he's unwell. And if he's not unwell, it can't just be a normal break.
Okay.
Yeah, Raila can't be at the coast and Joe is a no-show. So there must be something. There are always rumors, but rumors are based on some facts. There must be something true about what went on during the elections. And I think that has kept him away.
All right. Dr. Sam Mbutu, Charles Munyui says Joho is a relatively young man, What avenues in your mind are there available to him to progress his political career? Because this is a gentleman we all imagined was dyed in the wool, He bled you would imagine he bled orange. He wasn't deputy party leader at a certain point. Yeah. So what do you make of these recent ramblings?
Talking about former Governor Ali Hassan Joho, I find it difficult to understand why he is this quiet ever since Azimio lost elections. But also, I want to look at Joho's silence in the midst of the whole confusion in Azimio. Joho has been a supporter of Raila Odinga for quite some time, and therefore he may be quiet to allow his party leader to give the country direction before he comes in to support his party leader. That could be one way of looking at it. The other way could be, you know, when you've been a sitting governor for 2 terms, maybe there could be a few challenges you encountered with the system, and you know the system never forgets. So maybe it could be part of his strategy. Yeah, you first retreat, assess yourself, and then in case anything comes up, you are good to face it as it comes. But very soon, I know, he will not be quiet forever. He will have to come out, either by default or by design. But he will have to come out and break his silence. So allow him some time to retreat, but he will be back. That is one thing I'm sure about.